Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Holly Ree here. Today I have for you the first video in my Inktober 2020 series. October is one of my most favorite months. For me, it officially kicks off the holiday season with October, November, and December, and it's my most favorite time of year. So something else I'm going to be doing is playing some scary games over on Twitch and uploading the videos to YouTube. So if you're interested in watching me get scared by horror games, stick around because I will also be uploading some other videos very soon. So back to Inktober. Basically, if you don't know what Inktober is it's an art challenge that was started in 2009 by Jake Parker. It was designed to help artists improve their skills, their existing skills, to learn new skills, and to create healthy artistic habits by doing some sort of art every single day for the month of October. There is an official Inktober prompt list, and I will link that in the description of this video. But the prompt list that I'm going to be using this year is the Woodland Magic prompt list, so I will also link that in the description, and I will insert it at the beginning of this video so that you can take a look at it. But it's a really cute, kind of whimsical prompt list, and I'm pretty excited about it. So without further ado, let me get started on this video. This year I decided to do a different medium than what I normally do. So my preferred medium is pencil. I love drawing with pencil. I love the control that you get with graphite and erasers and smudging. It's what I'm best at. So this year I decided to challenge myself. Last year I did marker, and I kept everything kind of grayscale. This year I decided to use a lot more color, and I went with India inks as a medium. I've never used India inks before. I've never used watercolors before, so this is 100% new to me. And I'm also trying to develop my own style this year. So I got a lot going on, and honestly, I'm a little bit nervous and a little bit overwhelmed, but I'm giving it a shot because I really want to improve my skills. And so far, I've had a lot of fun using this medium. So here we go. So for this particular drawing, the prompt was wand, and I really wanted to do my own character. I didn't want to really use a whole lot as far as references goes because I really want to develop my own style. So I decided to make this little witch character who my best friend and I named Hazel. She's really cute, you'll see. I wanted to keep it simple because I knew that it was a new medium for me and I didn't want to get anything too complicated to start with. So I'm just sketching out my basic drawing here. I decided not to do any ink lines. I kept everything in pencil, and once I start adding color, I erased the graphite so it doesn't show up underneath the ink. So here you can see me. I just finished up the details on the base sketch. I do end up changing a few things, namely I gave her a different outfit and I added hair, but I didn't want to draw the hair. I wanted to do something watercolory with her hair, and then I had thought about doing like a halo of light around the wand, but then I thought maybe that might be too complicated for my level of skill, which is beginner, so ultimately I decided not to do that. So here I'm just mixing up some ink. I was trying to make a really nice skin color, and you can see that I was playing around with it a little bit in how saturated the color was. I played around a little bit with more yellow, more red, and just trying to find for me what was the right color for this character. I'm so sorry for the sudden change in light. These were recorded at 2 different times of the day, and the light outside was different. So here the sun had gone down and I didn't have the natural light coming in through the window. So that's why it looks a lot darker and the shadows are a lot more visible in this one. But as you can see, I laid down the base for the skin tone. Something I learned about ink is that unlike watercolor, once it dries, you can't move it. So that's been a challenge for me to try to overcome, and I've had to learn to really work it while it's wet, because once it dries, it doesn't budge. So here I started adding just a little bit of shading to the face. I didn't want to go into too much detail with it just because I really wanted to keep the style sort of, not really cartoony, but illustrated. And because of the style of drawing I didn't think it would suit to being super detailed in the lights and darks in the face. So I kept it sort of vaguely there, but like you can tell that there are some lights and darks, especially around the eyes and the sides of the head. So here you can see I have my phone. I was using Pinterest and Google to look up some references for lighting because I wanted to see how the shadows on the face will look if the light sources hit it from different angles. And I think at some point I'm going to do a light study so that I can get better used to drawing shadows on the face. I think that's important to get it to look, I mean, I don't want it to look realistic, but I want it to look like the light is actually hitting her from kind of above and slightly to the side, and so that's what I was doing here. So here's where I learned that ink does not lift like watercolors do. And I don't know that much about watercolors, but I do know that you can lift them a lot easier than you can ink, which is to say not at all with ink. So I wanted to do a little bit of blue on the crystal and it was still wet, and so when I put the ink on there, obviously it spread and made this blue globby mess at the top of the crystals. So I just kind of had to work with it because once I put it on there was no getting it off. So here is where I started to lay down the color for the hair. I knew kind of what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to keep it loose and a little bit wavy so I could get a curly hair effect. And I thought about going back over it with black fine liner at the end to kind of define some curls, but ultimately that wasn't really the style that I ended up doing, and I'm really glad with the way it ended up. So here I'm finishing up the hair, and I really like the way it turned out. I love the sort of blurry background of the hair color and then the slightly more defined ink for the curls, and I think it's really cute, and I tried to get that same look in my other paintings, and I think the more I do it, the better I'll get at it, but I really like how it turned out. And after this I started working on the hat, and the hat is a little more simple to do, so I don't really have any issues with how it turned out. Also, sorry if you can hear the dog barking in the background. He belongs to the house downstairs and he barks constantly. It's so annoying. But there's nothing I can really do about it, so I just have to deal with it. So now as you see, I start to fill in the background. I got her hat and her little jumper and the details on the eyes. And then I also finished up the crystal and the wand. For the background, I didn't want to do anything too detailed because I didn't want the detail to take away from the character. So I decided to do something flowy and a contrasting color to her hair so that she would really pop in. I'm really happy with the greens in the background, and I think it turned out nice. Also, I'm learning new things and new techniques, so I was also playing around a little bit. So now I'm just adding in the last few little details. I'm going in with my white fine liner and adding highlights to her eyes, to her hat, and to the wand. I also added a few little white highlights to her hair so that it had a little more contrast between the reds and the hair. And that's pretty much it. I was really happy with the way this turned out, especially for my first time using ink, and I'm really happy with this medium, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing around with it more as the month goes on. But thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video in the series. I already have the art done, so next will just be getting the video up for Inktober Day 2. See you guys next time. Thank you.